Hey everyone, appreciate you all being here at USA Crypto Group for this AMA session. Today we have a project called NovaCore with us. With that being said, I'd like to welcome Anessa from the team. Anessa, pleasure to meet you. If you can start out introducing yourself, talk about your team, and giving us a bit of insight into your background experience.
Hi guys, hi USA Crypto Group. It's really nice to be here. Thank you for that beautiful introduction. My name is Inessa Lothbrook. I am the founder and CEO of NovaCore, the project that we are excited to share with you today. A little bit about me is, I have a BA degree in business and sales, and I have over a decade of experience in leadership with a TSA certified logistics company. So my journey has always been about, breaking new ground, and my expertise in international trade and early adoption of cryptocurrencies in my company's operations have been have allowed us to be uniquely positioned at this time in history. So my company does we are indirect air carrier. We operate from New York City and Los Angeles. And we do have our own warehousing and transportation system, everything else. And we have many international partners in Europe, in countries like Germany and Switzerland. And we are, proud to kind of welcome them to the table as we switch over to cryptocurrency, basically. So NovaCore is an ecosystem of utilities. And, the main breadwinner here being NovaShip, which is a really amazing platform that I'm excited to share with you, that is live in beta testing right now and going to be rolling out to the public in a few weeks. And basically it's like Amazon, but with crypto. So you're allowed to shop anything, any kind of US commerce that you can find online. You can pay with USDC and USDT stable coins, and, providing you that anonymity and that privacy and, that ease of access to international shipping, because you can then export this product anywhere in the world, anywhere to you or your friend or anywhere else. As long as you don't need to dox or anything, as long as you provide an address, it will work. So my experience in being the CEO of my logistics company has really, about 4 years ago, we transitioned over from regular central banking to really cryptocurrency for our daily operations, for paying invoices and interacting with clients. And so since then, I've been learning all about the blockchain. I've hired the best experts in the field to kind of be our lead software engineers and software development coordinators, in order to really position us to be at the forefront of this. And that's how NovaCore was born.
Awesome, Anessa. Thanks for that introduction. Seems like you have a very extensive background as well. And one thing I've noticed that you introduce yourself as a leader, and I love that. And everyone that's been in business or in business knows that there's a difference between leader and managers. So it seems like you're a true leader there, the way you speak on leadership and your background as well. So it looks like your background is, or your current company is logistic company operating in the United States. Very interesting. I had a chance to go through your white paper. So you have the NovaShip, which is logistic, and you have that Nova Earth, which is Metaverse, and you have the NovaLaunch, which is to onboard people into the crypto space, pretty much.
Absolutely.
Very interesting.
Absolutely.
Very interesting. I look forward to go in depth on how you guys tying all that together. Now, my first question for you is that you said 4 years ago you guys transitioned your company into taking crypto payment with your partners. Now, I'm assuming that you guys do have partnership overseas as well. And how were you guys doing that over there? Because I've done international business before, and I feel like crypto is the only way, right? It's a lot more cost effective. You don't have to wait for like 3-4 just to get the payment.
Exactly. And so we've really, transitioned over to using cryptocurrency for everything. And our logistics partners, kind of followed my lead on this. But the way that the partnerships formed, like, I'm not sure if that was the question that you asked a little while ago, Seattle. And basically they formed because when I was earning my bachelor's degree and my master's degrees, I had an experience where I was able to meet a lot of people from, all walks of life, but mainly I had access to the quote unquote elite of society, right? So I was able to interact with a lot of people who are diplomats and who do hold a lot of money, and are able to kind of offer different advantages. And with my partners and we've known each other for the duration of our life. These are childhood friends and school friends that we've known each other for many, many decades. And like I said, trust is a very big thing in business. And my company was able to kind of become the leader. I'm so sorry. Hang on one second. This guy with the truck is leaving right now. Let me let him go. Thank you. You packed everything?
Yeah,
All right.
33.
33, yes, there should be 4 pallets. Thank you so much.
Okay, no
Thank
problem.
you. Have a good night. I'm so sorry, guys. I'm like,
No,
I
you
have
are
to.
good.
I'm,
Multitasking. I love that.
I
Busy
know. I'm
woman.
so sorry.
Busy woman.
I have to do. You know what I mean? Logistics calls, you answer. We push out. I mean, to give you a little bit of background, like about 5 tons of freight per week. So our warehouses do 5 tons of freight is meaning that's the weight of the cargo. So that could be anything from vehicles to electronics, and mainly we do like laptops and Apple products and stuff like this. And that's about $6 million worth of basically cargo for our clients. And if those get stuck or delayed, it will be on me. So I am a little bit multitasking. Apologize about that. But yeah, my partners and we've known each other for many, many years, and trust is a huge thing. And that's how my company kind of became the as successful as it is right now. And I was able to, after COVID especially, and the logistic supply chain was highly interrupted, and we were able to climb back out of that the fastest when we were able to increase our revenue by 230%, just with the different techniques of again, of leadership that I was able to kind of implement through my experience. And so my partners and I, we've developed a relationship. We've been in partnership for over a decade as soon as we started, and where they're located in Germany and Switzerland, they're able to kind of provide us with the transport anywhere we need, and we can use the warehousing and the transportation reliably. So
That's awesome. Actually, I know a lot about logistics as well. I've done enough shipping international, through ocean and air myself. So actually,
oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. So then when I say we at NovaShip, our utility is able to offer $2 per kilo airfare, and we are able to offer that because we are large freight wholesale shipper. So we ship large freight all the time. We have a relationship with the TSA. We have the TSA certification. So if you know anything about logistics, you know that that's a big deal. And having all those certifications.
Yeah, right. That's actually very good and very cost effective. Now I do have some more follow-up questions on that later. Now, are you mainly you guys are mainly a carrier, or you guys just would you say you're a forwarder or carrier, or both?
We are both. We are technically, when it comes to international export, we're an indirect air carrier. So we partner with the air carriers who own the planes themselves, and we get the better deals with them because we've been in a relationship with them for a very long time, and they're able to provide us those deals. We are a carrier nationally because we do have the truck systems, and we do have the warehousing in Los Angeles and in New York. So in that way, we are both.
You do both air and ocean as well?
We definitely arrange sea freight, and we've definitely, done a lot of that, but it's just not as cost effective most of the time as airfare, just because air freight, you can get your goods within a few days. With sea freight, it's going to take about a month, and most clients, for them, it's more cost effective to be able to sell the goods quicker rather than wait for them to arrive for a month. But if you choose to, purchase, let's say like a NovaShip, you want to buy a vehicle that's used, that's maybe slightly banged up, but you can fix it up in your home country for a cheap price and sell it there, and you want to ship it, you don't mind waiting a month, then you definitely, we would recommend you to use, sea freight, because it is going to be cheaper for you.
Yeah, so I've done a lot of shipping internationally through containers. So I had to go
Yeah.
through a sea shipment because it's the load of it. Um, you're right. So yeah, so I like now I actually understand your business model a little bit better. So you mainly focus on the, I guess, quicker shipments. So you go through air. Okay, yeah. So let's break down your project, the ecosystem. So you have the Nova ship. Now, I did read that you guys want to integrate that into the metaverse and allow. Now, I want to clarify that I did read this as metaverse, but at the same time, it also says allow people to buy U.S. goods at wholesale, and also to, I guess you guys have a way to make it more cost effective for them to ship or export back to wherever they are. So let's elaborate on that.
Yeah, that's a great question. So the utilities that we have, there are three, and there is the NovaLaunch Launchpad with a very effective incubator that is kind of, our edge in the market is the incubator, and our network of people that are KYC, that are docs, that are very reliable, that are able to professionally help you get your project from, like your idea phase to all the way to revenue delivering phase. And the second utility being the metaverse. It's called Nova Earth, and it's just a one-to-one accurate digital mapping of the Earth. So it is the Earth broken down into NFT land plots, which are available for purchase right now, and it is live. There are a lot of landholders already. And so what Nova Earth does is it's going to be able to, once Nova Ship, that's the last platform that is in beta testing, that's the only utility that is not currently live. And we're one of the few crypto projects that is launching with live utilities. So two of them are completely live and available for use, and you can poke around and look around in them. And then, of course, the Nova Ship platform is, incoming in a couple of weeks by the end of January. So the Nova ship, once it comes out, it's going to be plugged into the metaverse in a way that landowners are going to not only be able to plug in their own communities and advertise within the metaverse and, spread their message or their updates or whatever it is throughout the metaverse, but they're also going to be able to effectively click on links that are available because it's accurate business data, global business data within the metaverse that's available to you. So if you find a store, you'll effectively be, transported into their online shop, and you can shop. Once you find something that you want, you submit that link and submit that quote into NovaShip, and you'll get an answer within a few minutes of how much everything is going to cost, and give you that nice quote and that number of, depending on where you want to ship it to and how you're paying, whether you're paying with fiat or cryptocurrency, stable coins, and all that good stuff. All that gets rolled into one, and basically, NovaShip is just something that is a very effective and easy to use platform. So simplicity is what we're aiming for, and that's why our utilities kind of tie together, to really be able to give investors that empowerment, and also the business owners. If you want to start your own business, if you want to run any kind of dropshipping business, that's something that's going to be able to be easier for you, because we can export anything that you need from the United States at a very, very competitive rate of $2 per kilo, when it normally is about $6 or $8 per kilo. And so that's where cost effective, stuff comes in. But of course, more than that, it's the privacy and the anonymity of cryptocurrency payments. So if you don't necessarily want to dox yourself or dox your wallet, if you have funds that you want to move around, you're able to purchase something like a physical item, a Rolex or a vehicle or whatever it is that you want from the United States, and ship it over to your country of choice. Give us an address of, your grandpa or your friend who's able to receive that stuff for you, if you don't want to dox your address, and boom, you have it, at your doorstep within a week.
Okay, very interesting. Now, I do have a follow-up question that I just took to be more clear on your metaverse. So will you say that you guys are not necessarily onboarding people into your metaverse, but more so for businesses that sells, like an e-commerce businesses that sells merchandise, correct?
Yeah, Yeah, sells merchandise or anything else. It could be literally anything. It can be anything from medicines to vehicles. Dealerships are on there, and of course, regular apparel and makeup. Any kind of merchandise that you can find online, any kind of product or even live animals, we can definitely arrange travel for. Anything you can find online that you can legally purchase in the United States, we can export for you.
Okay, so let's say let's say I own a retail shop that I sell clothing. So as a business owner, I will go to your metaverse and I pretty much replicate my, I guess, brick and mortar store
Yeah,
to your
yeah,
metaverse, correct? So
exactly.
now you have, right? Okay, so people come shop at the metaverse, they see exactly what I have, pretty much a reflection of my brick and mortar store on your metaverse, and people use cryptocurrency, or in your case, they use your native token to transact, right? And somehow
They
you
don't
guys,
they don't use the native token. You're always going to use USDC or USDT because we don't really want what Encore token, it ties into every utility in a way that it allows you to get access to savings. So you get a huge break on prices for all the services of any utility that we have if you hold the Encore token. Also, if you buy the Encore token, and if you get it at a very cheap price, especially now in the pre-sale that is live, right? If you get it like 15% off the listing price on Dex next week, when you're able to get that at the ground floor and stake it, what that's going to do is it's going to allow you to generate revenue from every utility and every revenue generating stream that we have at NovaCore. 65% of that revenue goes to fund the staking pool. So the Encore token works like in that way. In terms of actually purchasing goods, you're going to use USDT or USDC. And the reason being is that in terms of tokenomics, we don't really want to be continuously selling off the Encore token, right? We don't constantly want to be selling off huge portions of it in order to purchase your item, because effectively NovaShip is like a cryptocurrency payment, transaction. We don't do it through a third party. We do it ourselves. So once you give the funds in a USDC in the escrow wallet on NovaShip, those funds are being directly translated into US dollars and being used to purchase your item and then shipping that over to you. So that's how it works. And hopefully you guys can visualize that it's not all that complicated, and it's essentially like Amazon, but with cryptocurrency, where you're able to pay for stuff. You're able to just find anything on Amazon. You have to go through Amazon listers. Here in NovaShip, you can go through Amazon and eBay and any other online store in the United States, and just purchase that with cryptocurrency.
okay, I think I do have a pretty much clear understanding of your business model now. Now, with that though, Anessa, I do have to ask you, so onboarding businesses and having to replicate pretty much their brick and mortar store onto your platform, so
Yeah.
consumers can come on there and shop, right? Uh, uh, what is the plan on that? Because as you know, right now, there are so many different metaverses out there. And especially onboarding a business where, let's say, an established business right now, let's say I have a business right now that I'm actually pretty successful or somewhat of successful. What is your plan to onboard these businesses to start building onto your platform? Is there a strategy behind that?
Yeah, so there's definitely a couple strategies that we take in terms of marketing. We do have a wraparound marketing strategy, just in terms of reach out to different communities. But as far as actual, what the metaverse offers that is competitive over everything else, we do have a couple of things that no one else has. The key point here and the main takeaway is that we have a logistics business and we have our own transportation. We have our own way of getting the goods to you. So that in itself, NovaShip is the breadwinner of the ecosystem for sure. The metaverse will definitely have its revenue and definitely have its day, and will onboard and get adoption for that tech and onboard users as well. And there's different things within it, like the play to earn quests that are outrolling there. It's basically like you can advertise, any brand can come in, anyone can advertise their community. or their project or their update, whatever it is. And there's a beautifully designed custom gaming character or your mascot for your project that is leading the play to earn quest. So that, it pops up through text prompts. It just basically invites you and transports you to a geolocation on Earth. When you get to that little NFT land plot, it tells you that something is hidden within it, and whatever is hidden is whatever your team chose, your advertising product is. So whether it's a link or another NFT or maybe a picture or a video, whatever you chose to hide within it. And once, the people kind of find the list of tasks, they complete their task, they find everything in every NFT plot that was on the list, they get an Encore token airdrop. So they get those tokens, and it's like a play to earn little quest game. So there's different things that we can definitely do and grow and scale in terms of the business model for the metaverse. But the reason why I say that NovaShip is the breadwinner is because we don't really need to wait to get that tech adopted. We already have many clients who are very excited, who are using and testing the app in beta mode right now. We have a lot of clients who we are solving a problem for them, which is essentially how to not necessarily docs and still be able to purchase goods without holding a US-based credit card or debit card. So because we are the only ones who are solving this issue right now for people, and that's why we filed the patent paperwork, as involved and a pain in the ass as it was important for me to file a patent on NovaShip and its services, because it is right now one of a kind, and nowhere in the crypto space and no other project can replicate this, because they do not have the partnerships, they do not have the TSA certifications, and they do not have the infrastructure to be able to hold up, the warehousing and the transportation to be able to hold up the inflow of new customers and new clients. We have call centers, we have people on staff who are able to, help you 24/7 when it comes to your order, when it comes to purchasing, or guide you through that process. So it's just very competitive in that way, and we don't really need for crypto degens to come and be onboarded, because we already have a lot of clients who are going to be using it, and most people that we speak with. So there's about 100 people right now who are just very much waiting for its release so they can start using it. They have about 100 friends who they're going to refer to each of them, right? And so from then on, it's just a question of it's going to spread like wildfire, and it's just a question of education and being able to reach out to clients and being able to effectively communicate with them how to use the platform. It's very simple to use, and as an investor, you look at opportunities that promise potential, right? That align with the promise of potential. And NovaCore specifically, through the different initiatives that we do, we make sure that we kind of hold up that standard to make sure that investors get that ROI and that revenue comes in and is a real thing. Our accountant team has been able to work on revenue projections, has been able to accurately predict revenue projections for the last several years that we've been operating. So when it comes to onboarding cryptocurrency into these transactions, it's only going to grow up and up from there.
Okay, yeah, no, I definitely understand the shipping business model. The more volume you do, it seems like you guys have been doing it for a long time, so that's why you have the special rate. Now, when you say that you have hundreds of friends that are waiting, is that consumers, or is that businesses? Are those businesses? Or
There a couple of them are business leaders, where they have a couple of them are CEOs of their own companies, and a couple of them are just consumers who are people with a lot of cryptocurrency that they need to move around. So if you know anything about like Houdini Swap or like Bit Refill, I don't know if you guys have used that, but essentially Beat Refill like offers you vouchers, right, that you can then spend. So it's the same idea, where you're able to purchase physical goods in the United States and export it to your country of choice, and essentially, sort of
right
use that on docs funds.
Okay, now, but then your platform, you can only purchase the goods through your metaverse, right? So let's say
No.
No.
What do you mean? What do you mean? No, you're able to purchase the goods from anywhere online. And within the metaverse is just something, an additional perk that we're building into the metaverse, where you're able to, if you don't want to, so that the utilities are tied. If you're shopping within NovaShop platform, and you're just like chilling on there, and you're picking out your electronic goods, and you're picking out your Rolexes or your sneakers or whatever you want, and you're shopping on there, you can do that. If you want to do it through the metaverse, you can do that. So it's just another plugin. It's not, you're not limited in any way.
Okay, now I get it. Now I get it. I thought it was just exclusively through your metaverse only. I'm trying to put
No,
one together. I'm like, how does that work? Okay, so anyone from overseas able to buy goods from USA and reach out to you
yeah,
guys, you
yep,
guys not only able to purchase it for them, but you guys will also ship it straight to their door as well. It doesn't
absolutely.
matter where it is. Okay, all right, that makes a lot of sense now. Yeah, thanks
Absolutely,
for
absolutely.
clarifying
Yeah.
that.
The metaverse is just something cool for us to be able to like plug in all the different, services that we do and all the different utilities that we have. The metaverse will always kind of have those plugins for people to enjoy, and for the utilities to work together. But no, you're definitely in no way limited, to do that. If you are a metaverse landholder, you enjoy some perks, like you'll enjoy some breaks and maybe some more, rewards tokens and things like that, but you're in no way limited. And if you want to just use the platform NovaShip to buy something in cryptocurrency and ship it over to you, to essentially not dox your crypto funds and have that physical goods and sell it over there for real money, then that's just the process and the service you're able to take advantage of whenever, wherever.
Okay, so I assume that when you guys launch this NovaShip, you will have pretty much like a website, kind of like Amazon, right?
Yes.
Where okay, now so and you guys partner with the businesses that go through you, because you can offer like very cheap shipping, right? So that's the perks through you guys and the consumers as well. Okay, now I definitely see the business model on that. Okay, now currently right now, Anessa, like how many do you have you guys talked to anyone yet, or how many are willing to be on board as far as businesses listing onto your e-commerce website? Do you have any of those relationship yet?
Yeah, so the good news there is that we don't need their permission and we do not need their partnership. So 100% of businesses that operate within United States, so from dealerships to, like I said, and any platforms like Amazon and eBay, to brand stores like, I don't know, what's in the United States, Apple, anything that you want in the United States, anything that you can find online, you can purchase through us. We don't need to be partners with them. We do not have anything to do with their pricing. We can offer you a huge cost-effective break on pricing when it comes to the export part of it. But when it comes to partnering with brands, we are in conversations, and that's definitely, formal partnerships with big brands is something that's on our roadmap in phase 5. If you study our roadmap, because large scale partnerships with companies is something that's definitely going to be onboarded. We continuously work with big providers. We continuously work with people like FedEx and UPS. We continuously work with people like XPO, and every single airline that we work with, they are, inclined to be in business with us. So as soon as they see this operational platform, as soon as they see that this is good and above board and stable, they will definitely be interested to be a part of this next wave. And this is just, another kind of catalyst for crypto adoption that we're excited to be a part of. But when it comes to actually shopping on the platform, you are in no way restricted by like the partnerships that we maybe will forge and maybe have forged already. You can shop anywhere at any time, meaning in the United States, you can shop in any store at any time, and we can purchase that for you. We're not in any way limited by, their go ahead. Like, we don't need their permission, so to speak.
Okay, now is that okay? So let's say I live over in China, for example, and I want to buy
Yep.
something in the United States, right?
Yep.
Now, in my limit, do I have to actually have you buy it for me, or can I just purchase the product and I just go through shipping through you guys?
If you want to purchase the product, you would have to have the availability of a US based credit card or debit card. So if you have that, then you can absolutely just purchase your product and just do the shipping with us. Just do the shipping part with us. Absolutely. Or, I mean, effectively, we can even help you and set you up with the shipping that you want that maybe doesn't go exactly through us. We can offer you different rates and there will definitely be like a comparison rate with other logistics providers in the area. But if you want to use cryptocurrency and remain anonymous, then you will, purchase with us, because the way that will work is we will actually be your transactor, and we will be like the payment processor effectively for you.
Walk with me through that. So let's say like what you just said there. So let's say you say I have to go through you. So let's say,
Yeah.
and you also mentioned I can purchase the item anywhere I want. So let's say if I want to go buy an Apple store here in Seattle, Washington, right? I
Perfect.
look at the applestore.com and I see that there's a nice Apple Watch that I want to buy. Now, walk me
Perfect.
through the step how you guys get involved.
All you will have to do is find the Apple Watch that you want, give us the link. So you find it online, right? You go to NovaShip, you drop that, or like the NovaShip platform. You know how MetaMask has a browser, and like most crypto wallets have browsers, right? So NovaShip has its own browser. So you go into the browser, you find whatever the hell you want. Let's say it's a watch. Let's say it's an Apple Watch. You find it, you like it, boom. You drop me that link, so you save that. And you go into the little chat assistant that is there, right? And the chat assistant, you drop him the link and you say, look, this is the address that I need it shipped to. Let's say it's somewhere in China. This is the address. How much is this going to cost? And it's just going to tell you, okay, it's going to get, I can arrange the travel for you. It's going to be like X amount of days. This is the quote that I can offer you. And then it forwards you to a live agent that is able to take your case a little further and able to discuss with you the, whether in text form, like on Telegram, or right there within the web app itself of the NovaShip platform, you're able to communicate with them in voice on the telephone or in the chat. And so they're able to just, help you out and tell you, okay, give me, either register an account or give me like a Telegram handle or somewhere where we can send you the airway bill, which will be your tracking number. The airway bill gets sent to you when everything is booked. You're happy. And then you wait for that item to get to China's airport. And then you see that, okay, from the airport, it went through another company to get to your doorstep specifically.
Okay, so you guys gonna have to add up the price, how much it will cost to purchase that item, and you guys gonna have to take into the shipping costs into account.
Yeah, so all that is done automatically. Yeah, we've been doing it for so many years that we have a very good basis and a very good idea of how much things cost. We know we like there are people on staff, there are girls on my staff whose full-time job it is just to study international law, international sanctions, fees, taxes, all of that, and anything that is applicable to your case will be just added on to your price of the shipping cost. So let's say the Apple Watch itself costs like $600 and you add an X amount of dollars for shipping. Again, usually it's about $2 per kilo. Apple Watch is very, very light. And so it's going to be very, it's not even a kilo. It's not even $2. But in terms of the service itself, then of course, NovaShip charges a certain like fee as well, a certain percent of the cost as the fee for the documentation preparation and the transportation fee. And that's it. And that's usually all that gets added, because there is nothing extra. There's no like purchasing intra-country tax that you need to pay. There's nothing else like that. There's no import tax. The tax that you will pay, the only tax that will be added is the sales tax when you actually purchase the item. So that will be there and we will let you know what that is. But other than that, there's no hidden fees or anything like that. We strive to make it as simple to use as possible and give you the most accurate quote as possible right away. And then the live agent gives you, precise to the cent, to the dollar amount.
Then I will send you my crypto or my fiat or my stable coin to you guys, and you guys go and implement or execute that order.
Exactly. Exactly. And you're able to watch all of that in real time. And that's why it was very, important for us because, I understand that a process like this takes a lot of, assurances. So that's why it was important for me to register NovaCore as an S Corp in the United States. It's a licensed, corporation. It was important for me to go through all of the, KYC and docs and audits so that investors can feel safe doing these transactions. But as soon as we have one or two or three people kind of purchase the goods and get them safely to wherever they were ordering them from, anywhere in Europe, anywhere in Asia, et cetera, et cetera. Once they're able to just get those reviews going, it's going to catch on like wildfire because people see, okay, this is really a platform that is, reliable, that is shipping effectively, nothing is damaged, everything is beautiful, it's arriving on time. It's very cost effective. It doesn't cost a lot of money, and I don't have to dox my identity, and I can do everything with cryptocurrency. It's unheard of, and it's just going to definitely be something that is just very exciting for the Web3 space.
No, I definitely see the business model there. Now, I do have a question to ask you in regards to exporting United States. Is there a big market for that? Because, like to me, I don't know about exporting from the U.S., but I know that there's a
Oh
big
yeah.
importing from
Oh
China.
yeah. Yeah, no, United States remains the top number three. So, out of all of the countries in the world, United States is the top three exporter, international exporter in the world. So from the United States, in terms of export, it's about $23 trillion worth of business that goes out. And, in terms of products that do get shipped. So it's a huge, huge, huge market, and it's a giant revenue to kind of be sharing in. So when you hold the Encore token and you purchase and you stake it, you're sharing in that revenue that the logistics companies take advantage of, by themselves, essentially. But we are out rolling this to the Web3 space because I really believe in cryptocurrency, and I believe in the decentralized, way of kind of finance. And I really believe that this is the next .com, this is the next cloud, this is the next wave of tech that's going to be sweeping the world. So the companies that are at the forefront of this right now are going to be the companies that are going to be operating successfully for many, many years to come.
100%. I think if you guys can, get a big footprint of this industry or the export or import through the cryptocurrency, the blockchain, I think that's huge. That's the reason why Alibaba became popular, right? It's because they do a lot of volume there. So they ship down to nothing, or pretty much nothing. And you can ship anywhere from China to US for like a few bucks, which is crazy. I mean, to my knowledge, there has not been a company that's gone through the blockchain that I know
Exactly.
of. So yeah, no, I didn't know that. I didn't know we actually do export a lot. I know that US we export a lot of like petroleum and things like that, but not
No,
consumables.
no,
That's
believe it or
good to
not,
know.
we export a lot of electronics. We like export, like I said, it's like right now without any cryptocurrency, onboarding Web3 users and onboarding the degens, even without any of that, we do about 6 tons of cargo, right, per week. I mean, that's a lot of cargo, and most of it is made up by electronics, believe it or not. Most of it is Apple products. Most of it is like, um, refurbished laptops that are refurbished like with a license, someone. So in the United States, the upside is that you can purchase the same kind of electronics that are refurbished by a licensed provider versus someone, in China who may not necessarily be licensed. So you have that warranty and that assurance. And so a lot of clients do purchase that. So a lot of electronics gets imported out of the United States, and also a lot of vehicles. A lot of United States vehicles are very popular in many countries. They get exported a lot. So we do a lot of vehicles as well. And of course, like
Okay,
the
so you can
classic
that.
stuff, like the classic motorcycles, collector vehicles, and things like that. That's also coming from the United States mostly.
Wow. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I think definitely. I definitely see the business model there. As long as you guys work out the logistics side of it. But I think the biggest thing for international shipping, if anybody will ship internationally, is the cost of shipping. right? That's what your biggest cost is. So it looks like Nova, they've been around for a long time, and it's all about connection and volume when it comes to international shipping. So that's where to step in. But as the company grows, and if you guys expand this and actually scale it up, in the blockchain, and if it gets adoption, the cost is going to eventually even get even lower. And that's just a,
Exactly.
and also
Exactly. We look forward to forming large scale partnerships with companies that are providing the goods themselves, so that we can offer our clients a break on prices on the actual goods themselves and not just the shipping services. Because right now, like, the reason why we are the cheapest to ship with is because it's because of consolidation. So consolidation is where you basically ride share with other people, right? So you have a giant pallet, and because it's all expertly packaged, but you're not shipping your one little Apple Watch and paying $200 for it. You're shipping in a large container, which means that, there's only one small payment for that giant container, and you're only paying your, $10 for that entire container, right? Like, only your share, how much you're shipping. And so that's why it's cost effective. But in terms of actual goods themselves, that's definitely something, as we expand, companies are going to be looking for reliable partners and reliable firms and companies who already have a client base to offer to them, who they can say, okay, we have 1,000, 2,000 laptops to kind of offer to you at a break of 80% or something. So 20% savings, 30% savings, that's for your clients. And that's something that's definitely on the roadmap. That's something that's definitely coming, because this is what happens within this business. This is what happened with our own company that I'm the CEO of, right? So Delex in New York City, that's what companies do, is, eventually they see that we have our own client base, and they're like, okay, well, listen, I have this, like, shipment of 200 computer processors that the client didn't want anymore, and we don't know what to do with them. Can you offer them to one of your clients? We say, yeah, of course. And we kind of, spread the wealth around. So NovaShip is definitely going to do the same thing. It's something that, naturally happens within the logistics realm, because these people have a lot of money. They ship a lot of products, and these companies, it's all about volume for them. And they just have a surplus of product, believe it or not. So they're excited to offer that product for a cheaper discount to clients. And as soon as NovaShip is operating and it has the onboarding of clients, it has the first reviews, people are shipping safely, people are seeing how it works, and that's also exciting for our investors, because people who buy the Encore token, as long as you stake it, that revenue pool and that, staking out liquidity pool is just growing and growing constantly. And it's something that you can basically be a shareholder of a company that is operating for many years and get paid dividends based on how well it's going. And this field is recession proof. E-commerce is never stopping, and it's only growing. So it's $23 trillion just in the last year, and yearly projections are extremely, bullish, to say the least. So this field is, this company is definitely going to be flourishing. And this is very good for our investors, because my job as a builder and a developer is to make sure my investors get the ROI, right? As to get a return on investment, not just through constant trading and not just trading the token back and forth, but also being able to, like, you need a balance of everyone, right? You need people who are day traders, sure, but you also need, people who just want to stake the coin and just leave it calmly, and know that they're earning that passive income, and know that those dividends are getting paid to them daily from the revenue that the utility makes. So that's really exciting.
Very interesting. You mentioned that you guys are tying your current business into the blockchain, which is right now you guys are having a pre-sale right now. So what you just said right now is that you guys operating as a one entity, even the crypto side of it as well. Is that right there, Anessa?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. Huh. Very interesting. All right. So you would tie
When
your
you say
current
one entity, you mean when you say one entity, you mean like the NovaCore being the S corp, and it operates as its own entity. So yeah, in that way, the answer is yes. Yeah.
Yeah, so you right now, because you have a business that's existing business right now, it seems like it's going very well, logistic wise. But right
Yeah.
now you are also bringing a blockchain side to it to tie into this business. I guess the question is, right now your current business, you has established the LLC already, or business entity already. Now you have the crypto side to it, because what you said there, you say if people buy into this pre-sale or this invest into the money,
Yeah.
and
In the
that they will
Encore
earn
token. Yeah.
65% of the revenue. Now the 65% of the revenue, that's also included into your current business as well. Is that right? Or
No, so that's from NovaShip specifically. The current business itself and Delix that's in New York City and LA, they're providing us with the infrastructure. And so my company is what the NovaShip company is based upon. But NovaShip, the company, is a separate entity and operates as a separate entity. And so all of the revenue that NovaShip platform makes, the 65% of that, it goes to, fund the staking pool and the revenue sharing for our clients and for our investors. And that's not just for the NovaShip utility. That's also for the NovaLaunch Launchpad services and the Nova Earth Metaverse land sales as well. And everything, all of the revenue that gets generated from all of the utilities here, 65% of all of that revenue goes to the staking pool funding.
okay, so how do you differentiate? Let's say when I purchase an item, right, and your current business right now, your logistic current business right now, handle the shipping, right? But then you have the Nova Ship handle the transaction side of it, where you guys go shopping. I guess where's the distinction of the revenue?
There,
Where do you?
I see what you're saying. I see where the question is. Yeah, so there's no there because it's my company, and I am the boss. They don't really have much of a say, and I'm using it for this. Like that's what we're doing. They basically got they got a notice. They understand that this is where we're going, and so in that way, what I'm saying is the clients that we onboarded to NovaShip, not all of them who use my company right now, not all of them use cryptocurrency, not all of them opted to be a part of NovaShip. So out of like 23, we have like about 15 who are testing the platform, so to speak, right? So in that way is separate. In the way where it's together is all of the infrastructure is shared, and all of the operating costs are shared, and all of the operating costs are essentially covered by my company, so to speak. So, I mean, in that way, they don't really have a choice. I really believe in building in Web3. I believe in building something of value on the ETH chain specifically. I think that this is where the money is going to be. I think that this is where the company needs to, head toward. And, because it's sort of my call, that, the rest of the guys just kind of follow my lead. But they do agree, and they're very, very excited because this is something that is definitely puts us at the forefront of being innovative in the field of logistics, and no other company has ventured there yet. So us being the first, this is just very, very exciting for us.
Yeah, I mean, you guys are the first that I know of. All right, sounds good. Now, let's move into the Nova launch. The Nova launch. So you guys are full incubation incubator as well. So just kind of like any other launch pad, you guys want to take help projects go from A to Z onto the blockchain. Let's elaborate on that as well. And when can we expect that to be live as well?
The NovaLaunch and the incubator is live already. So you can go ahead and you can launch your token on there. You can go ahead and use the incubator services. You can go ahead and and lock up any liquidity or lock up any token that you want. So even if it's not your own project, if you have tokens that you want to lock up, you can do that and take them out of circulation and help that project a little bit. But we do have a 24/7 customer assistant service in NovaLaunch and the incubator, and mainly we specialize in marketing strategies and team building services. So anything from design to back end development, and utilizing our worldwide network of the most successful specialists and experts, to kind of really propel your company to great heights and make sure that your project is taken from the idea phase all the way to fruition, because we have a lot of really, really amazing people and experts on our team. We have a lot of advisors who are kind of, partners with us on the incubator, who are utility token development specialists and real world utility and market adaptability experts and corporate strategy and DeFi advisors. They are, people who have been in this field and have been designing software for over 20 years, and they're just experts in not just software engineering, but also smart contract expert advisors and smart contract writing. So we're able to just hook you up and use that network of really. Web3 can be a very kind of sketchy place, and it can be difficult to recognize who to turn to and who not to trust. And so, us offering the services to our clients in NovaLaunch is just a way for us to make sure that all of the people that we kind of back are verified, are KYC'd. They are people who are very reliable and are very, very, have a good reputation in the space, who we know very well and are able to put our reputation to back them, and stuff like that. So that's kind of where, what we specialize in terms of the incubator.
Okay. Now, and also that 65%, it goes back to the staking revenue. This is included also, correct?
Absolutely. So anything that we make in NovaLaunch, 65% of that revenue also goes to staking the pool, or toward funding the staking pool. I'm sorry. And the thing about the NovaLaunch, because it's live. Whatever it is right now is just continuously being built and continuously being expanded. So we have a separate team who works on the NovaLaunch incubator and builds that up and improves the user experience in the user interface constantly. We have a separate team who works on the Metaverse constantly and improves that. And we have a separate team who is building up the NovaShip platform. And that's kind of more my expertise and where I can lend most of my expertise toward is the NovaShip, but everything else I'm very, closely tied with and very much monitor on a daily basis and make sure that all of that is up to standard.
Yeah, you seem to have a lot of things going on there, and that's a busy woman.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people do ask me, they're like, well, why do you think, like, why did you do the headache of this? The reason why logistics companies have not done this yet, and why Amazon doesn't do crypto payments, and why no provider of e-commerce shopping online has done crypto payments, is because it took us about 6 months of really hard legal work in order to set it up. All right. And in order to make sure that it's set up correctly and in order to make sure that we are covered. So to make our, agreement, when you go onto the platform and when you click agree on the terms of service agreement and things like that, we made sure that that's ironclad to protect us and to protect the customer as well. We made sure that, so just having the in-house legal team that my company was able to provide for us is, was kind of the key to all this, because it was just months and months of legal work for them to make sure that this is all above board, to make sure that this is all legal and that it's, 100% kind of operational for us to accept crypto payments for any kind of goods, to export them effectively and all this stuff. So we went through all that headache and we went through all that work because I just really believe in bringing this to the Web3. I really believe in bringing this to the investors and really providing them also with an alternative to invest in something that is solid. So if you're looking for to kind of play around in the wild west of DeFi and flip some shit coins and meme tokens, you're welcome to do that. But it's always intelligent to kind of diversify your portfolio with a couple of really solid things. And so, NovaCore is as solid as it gets, from our licensing to our relationship with the TSA, which is, the Transportation Security Administration in the United States. It's a very difficult they're very difficult people to please, and you have to do things, 100% above board like we do. And that's why we are we're able to offer those relationships that we have long-standing partnerships around the world with logistics companies to our investors. for them to understand that this is just a very, very solid project and a very, very solid infrastructure and a company that is going to be flourishing regardless, right? So regardless of your individual participation, this is something that's going to take off. So it's just a matter of when you decide to invest and how much revenue you actually make, and do you buy now and stake it, or do you wait until it completely takes off and stake it then, and that's completely your choice. And I always the reason why we made a very detailed white paper and the website, the reason why we do almost daily AMAs with different communities and do community outreach, we do VCs in our own chat, and I always am dropping videos. And the reason why we're all doxed and KYC'd and everything else is because we really want to drill this point home, that just because you don't want to dox and you want to, move your funds around in your cryptocurrency and undoxed wallets, you want to purchase physical goods and move them to any country in the world, you're welcome to do that. But we as a company are just very transparent and very above board to make sure that we're operating for many, many years to come in the most successful way.
Very well said. Just kind of like you, I wholeheartedly believe in the blockchain. I think that's the future, decentralization, and we all need to
Absolutely.
have a idea of our money. I think that's very crucial, right, going forward. Like you mentioned earlier, beginning of the AMA here, ETF just passed, so there's going to be a huge influx of money coming in for sure, like you said there. So yeah, no, I think the future is very bright. But again, one thing about U.S., I'm glad that you mentioned the regulatory issue in the United States, and you guys have worked through it, because that is the biggest problem right now in the United States, right? Gary Gensler, SEC. It's crazy
Exactly.
because it's shitty because it prevents us, United States, to compete. You have everybody else out there launching great projects, great businesses, and we can't do it. Or I get to a certain extent, right? And it seems like you guys have worked through your legal side of it.
Yeah, it's more of a headache for us to do it. The reason why, less people do it here is because it's more of a headache and it takes a lot more work to set up that infrastructure correctly. Because, what is the alternative? To take shortcuts and to do it in a shitty way and not to set up that infrastructure, not to get the licensing, not to get your corporate licensing or anything else, and just kind of do it willy-nilly, and then you get shut down in a year. And what money did you make in a year? Like fucking nothing. Like the couple million that you're able to make or the few million you're able to make in a year is nothing for me. It's just, it's not the kind of money that I'm looking at toward, I've been in logistics field for so long that I'm used to large volumes of operations. I'm used to big clients. And I know the kind of money that moves around the world in terms of international trade. So I know the kind of money that's going to be flowing into cryptocurrency right now, because all of that money is flowing in from people that I, pretty much know, right? And that a lot of us in cryptocurrency and a lot of us in DeFi know as well. So as that money flows in, these people are going to be backing people that are known, that are KYC'd and doxed, that have some kind of a real world asset that are based on companies, and not just any company, but a company that has all of the certifications and all of the licensing and all of that, and is operating effectively for many years, like NovaCore can offer.
Yeah, I love your ambition, Anessa. You have a leadership mindset for sure, a leader mindset, 100%, and I think you will
Thank
succeed
you.
in this. And I can
Thank you.
sense your
It's
energy.
important. It's important because you know what? At the end of the day, all of these projects, and not just not crypto projects, but any business, all right, any company that starts out, it's all about the leadership and it's all about the people who are behind this. And that's why NovaCore doesn't just have me, right? NovaCore has a huge team of really experienced people. Like we have a CFO, Brian Vanderpool, who has been, in huge corporate administration for 25 years, and he's been the lead, managing cost and performance schedule for them for many, many years. So he's able to provide us with really just invaluable experience in terms of accounting and tokenomics that he's been able to provide. and just everyone on the team. It's a really large network of people and advisors who have been in the field for a very long time and know how to make these things happen. Because essentially, when it comes to the success and the future of any project, you're buying into the team. If you're not sure about the team, and if the leader has the possibility where they're just like, a year down the road, they're like, oh, sorry, I'm tired, I quit. It's just not something that, it doesn't set up for a very fruitful future. So you need someone who is ambitious, you need someone who is hungry, and you also need someone who has the experience from the real world to kind of back up their claims.
100% well said. And it's actually very nice to see a woman that's so intelligent and very well spoken, like yourself, in the space as well, where the space is dominated by males, right? And that's just the nature of it. So it's kind of nice to see a leader like you in the space. It's necessary. In fact, in the USA Crypto Group, I think our mods are females as well. So maybe
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah,
yeah.
it's definitely, I've experienced it being a male-dominated field. There's a lot of really good females here as well. But as far as, in terms of logistics business as well, like I'm used to being the only, one of the
I
only
bet.
female
I
CEOs,
bet.
and in the corporate industry, yeah, for sure. It's something that I'm used to. But I don't, for me, I don't really even differentiate it like that. We're all just human beings. And honestly, all of us are looking for the same thing. All of us just want freedom and independence. So we want financial stability, and we want the ability to move around without the government breathing down our necks, and without having to pay tax on tax on tax on tax for every single thing that we do. And, so as far as, NovaCore is concerned, our goal is to empower you, and is to provide you with not only an alternative for investment that is safe and secure, but also to provide you with that ROI to make sure that you can make some passive income through the revenue streams that we set up that are coming in. And, to make sure that we all kind of bring about crypto adoption and stand together in this revolution that is definitely happening all around us.
Very well said. All right, so I think the only last piece that we have not touched on is the tokenomics. So let's break that down. Let's talk about the taxes and where it's going, if there's any.
Yeah, for sure. So the way that Encore Tax is set up is the DEX launch is projected to be next week on the 16th. So either Monday or Tuesday, it's launching on DEX. And when it launches, the tax for it is 3% and 4%. So 3% buy, 4% sell. The tax money is broken down in a way that 2% is going toward development and 1% is going toward buybacks. So development includes marketing and development costs. So we don't really differentiate between those two. Marketing is part of development for sure. So the 2% go there. 1% is going toward buybacks, and every token that is purchased through the buyback mechanism is going to be directly injected those tokens into the reward system that we have set up. So we have weekly rating rewards. If you raid with us on Twitter, X, we reward you weekly through the leaderboard that it shows us, through like the first and second and third place. They get the weekly rewards. You also get the play to earn quests that have the Encore token as a reward. So those buybacks, they fund those reward pools. But the way that the tax is set up in Encore is a little bit different, because it is projected, or built into the contract to be reduced by 1% every 3.5 months. So every 111 days, the tax drops by 1%. So in 3.5 months, the tax will be 2 and 3. And in 3.5 months after that, the tax will be 1 and 2. And the key here is for us to get to 0 for all of the central exchange listings that we want to get to, the CEX exchanges that we want to get to that usually require 0 tax. So that's why the tax is set up to be diminishing automatically every 3.5 months by 1%.
All right, sounds good. So sex listing is part of the logistic program.
Definitely.
Oh man. All right, sounds great. Vanessa, I love your tenacity, your determination, your energy. I don't question that you're gonna able to implement your whole ecosystem, and I look forward to see the whole thing play out. Oh yeah, talking about that. So your pre-sale, it is live right now, correct?
The pre-sale is definitely live. We went live 24 hours ago. We've been able to fill the soft cap of 2 ETH. I think it's about 2.5 ETH or 3 right now. So you're definitely at the forefront of this if you purchase in the pre-sale, because not only are you saving the 3% on buy tax, it's tax-free to buy in the pre-sale, but you're also in GemPad where we're listing, you're able to like plug in the rate that you want. And so we plugged in 85% from when it goes live on Dex. So you're automatically getting that 85% rate, which means you're getting 15% discount from the Dex listing rate when it goes live next week. And the one last thing about tokenomics that I should probably mention is that we do have team tokens that are locked up. So we have 400 million team tokens that were migrated from a different contract that we used to have before this, and they have been effectively locked up on unvest.io. All of the vesting information you can find either in our white paper that's getting updated or on our Telegram. In the Telegram chat, that information is always there as well. So unvest.io, that's the platform that we use to kind of just lock up those tokens until September. They're 100% untouchable. And then we also have 200 million that were locked up with vesting from a seed sale that we did. And all of those tokens are vested with a 0.5% release per day. And every month, someone is able to like claim their stuff also on the same platform, unvest.io. And so that all of those tokens will be released sometime by like July, I believe. So we're launching with a circulating supply of about 700 million. And then it will just like
It looks like we may have lost you there, Vanessa. But I think we kind of pretty much heard everything that you said there. I'm not sure if that was the end of it, but it cut off pretty sharply there. Anyway, yeah, guys, I think great presentation, very well spoken, very intelligent. I can tell that she's a great leader, determination for sure. Yeah, great AMA. So I think at this point now, I do see some hands, some people raising their hands. So Mike's gonna come on. You know what? Let's wait for Anessa to come back here and see if she has a last word before we move into the questions.
100%. That was absolutely a great presentation. 100%. And I don't see Inessa at the moment. I do see Reese and James, Alt, with your hands up. I'm going to unmute you in preparation for your question there. You're unmuted. But let's wait for Inessa to come back on for her questions. This is something, that's actually, fairly unique for the United States, where you can actually set a flat rate shipping rate and be also between FedEx and UPSS and all that. So
I don't know what happened, guys. I got disconnected. I'm back. I can finally hear
welcome
you again.
back.
I'm sorry about that. I don't know what happened.
Welcome back, Anessa. I think we heard everything that you said there regarding the tokenomics. So we're getting ready to take some questions. But if there's a last thing that you want to speak on before we take questions, please do so.
I'm excited to answer some questions. I love answering questions from investors live. If you guys, just the last call to action is, it's free to purchase. I mean, I'm sorry. It's not free to purchase the Encore token, but it's very cheap to purchase the Encore token right now. But it's free
That's
to
great.
follow our Telegram, and it's free to follow our Twitter. So if you guys just, don't mind hopping over to the community, give us a follow and keep an eye out as we roll out all of these exciting things. And definitely do consider doing your own research and making sure that you read the white paper, making sure that you ask the questions. We're a very welcoming community. There's someone there all the time to kind of guide you through the process and guide you through all of our details. So if you want to do your own research, the community is the best way to do that, and just to reach out to us and purchase in the pre-sale, because that is definitely going to be where most of your savings lie.
Yeah, and we will post the pre-sale from Gempat after this and pin it. So if you guys are listening right now, you guys heard AMA. And I always say I always invest in people, not necessarily the idea or the concept of the business, but I think to me, the people behind it is the most important thing to me. And I think Anessa, she comes across, there was some tough questions in there, right? We always do tough questions, and she was able to answer the questions. Very determined, and I love the mindset, right? Thanks again, Anessa. Very well articulated. So at this point, Mike's going to come on and ask a few questions away.
Sounds good. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Seattle. Thank you. That's an absolutely great presentation. That's a very well articulated. But I'm going to take just a couple of questions for the community here. If anybody would like to ask a question on voice, please feel free to raise your hand at any point or go ahead and unmute yourself. But the first community question text I'm going to ask is about, let's see here. It's about the shipping. What is your exact relationship with FedEx or UPS, etc.? Do you guys have a flat shipping rate with these companies? How do you guys incorporate yourselves to these companies?
Yeah, so we do actually have a flat shipping rate with them. We've been, partner, I don't know if it's an official partnership you can call it, because we are like colleagues, but we work with UPS and FedEx all the time. And so they do provide us with a flat shipping rate for sure, which I don't have in front of me on the paperwork right now, but I could definitely find out and drop it for you in about like 20 minutes when I get in front of the computer.
Oh, good. No worries. And so actually, speaking on the same topic here, the Nova ship, how do you guys actually, what's what I'm looking for? How do you guys actually maintain the $2 per kilo that you guys proposed with the Nova ship? Is that sustained on?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, that's a great question. So we don't necessarily, it's not something that we maintain. It's just something that right now is the average is $2.2 per kilo is the average for airfare. That's just, as the field of logistics updates itself and as the rates like maybe go up and down, that will be updated. But for the last year, it's been about $2.2 a kilo. You know what I mean? So like that's just what we are able to offer because that's what airfare costs. The reason why it costs less for us to ship is because we just do wholesale, right? So we do a lot of large freight, and large freight, as you can understand, is again consolidation. So when you're shipping individual parcels, it's a different rate because you're paying for that one parcel to get the customs paperwork, to get through the border, to get weighed and everything like that. When you're doing it on a pallet and when you're consolidating, which means you're ride sharing with other people, it's basically like you just have to pay for your own part of whatever weight it is that you're shipping, and everybody pays for their own weight. And so that's where the airfare kind of fee comes into play, and that's why it's cheaper, because we are an indirect air carrier and we are a freight forwarder, which means that we deal with a lot of consolidation and a lot of large freight packaging, so we can offer those rates to you.
Great answer. That's actually a very considerable price too. No matter what it is, you could. I know you had mentioned, Anessa, that you ship a lot of computer parts or laptops, is what you're saying there. Now let's talk about that a little
for
bit.
sure. Computer parts too. Like we do a lot of processors. We do a lot of. I always laugh to myself when we get a shipment of about like 200,000. Those like really high speed processors, like computer processors that are able to like crypto mining. So I always laugh to myself, and I'm like, well, someone's gonna be mining a lot of crypto because it's just like 200,000 of these 1 terabyte, 8 terabyte fucking processors. But we do a lot of electronics for sure.
100%. You're talking about Intel, you're talking about Ryzen, you're talking about GeForce with the graphic cards. 100%.
Exactly. I have many. I've seen so many of these things over the last 5 years. I think that I'm like,
I could imagine.
There's a picture. everywhere I'm surrounded, I'm a small human, you know, I'm a woman, I'm a girl, and plus I'm like 5'4", so I'm standing in this like giant warehouse filled with this like Intel 8 fucking terabyte processors, and I'm like, well, there's it's just there's a lot of them, yeah.
Hey, that's actually a bullish photo. Send that to us. We'll share that.
For sure.
Next question comes from the community here, and that's is talking about warranties here. Say someone wanted to send a coffee machine or a computer part, whatever it is,
Yep.
and they have a
Yep.
warranty.
Yep.
How do they facilitate that warranty through you, or is that through the manufacturer?
All right, so that's a great question. It's actually been brought up before. So the issue with the warranty is that it has to be filed to someone, and we as a company cannot really file it onto ourselves most of the time. It really depends on the manufacturer, and if they allow us to kind of make that warranty out to us, then we can. And if you're purchasing with stable coins, then unfortunately you are going to probably forego that warranty unless you can. Again, it depends really on the provider, and it really depends on like the actual seller, who's able to work with us or not, and if they want like a name, a specific person's name and address, and you don't want to dox that, then you'll have a choice to make on what you want to do.
Very good answer. Actually, brings me right into the next community question here, talking about KYC. Is there actual KYC process that one needs to pass to be able to buy and purchase and be able to be shipped items through NovaCore?
No, not at all. So the KYC process is important for the NovaLaunch Launchpad, because we don't really want to back projects or developers in Web3 who are not known, and who at least like we can accept certifications from, providers as well, like Assure DeFi, who we did our KYC with and everything like that. But if you don't have any of those certifications, we will have to get to know you at least, and make sure that we get to know you well, so that we can back you for launching, and us putting our name and a reputation out there like that. When it comes to purchasing a NovaShip, the whole point and the whole purpose is so that you don't have to KYC or docs. The whole purpose is so that you can, move your undoxed funds and cryptocurrency. If you have undoxed wallets or undoxed cryptocurrency that you want to move around and turn into physical goods somehow legally, this is a way to do it. Right, so you can purchase anything you want with cryptocurrency without doxing, without providing any kind of KYC. You can make an email basically in 2 seconds without any kind of KYC, right? So all you need is basically a Telegram handle, if that, or whatever you choose to communicate with us through, whether it's an email, Telegram handle, or just your own thing, your own escrow wallet in NovaShip, which you'll have access to. So there is nothing extra for you that you need to do in terms of being doxed or KYC. The whole point to have this platform is to allow people to kind of be able to purchase any physical goods, and turn their undoxed money into physical money using this process.
That's great. That's great. And one can actually use, for lack of a better term, dox money, fiat. You can use fiat or cryptocurrency. Correct?
Absolutely, yeah. So if you're using fiat, and if you're using a credit card or a debit card, there will be some kind of a more of an involved process in terms of making sure that the credit card is your own. So on that front, we, being in the United States, we don't have much flexibility, and we have to make sure and verify that it is your own credit card and that you didn't steal it. If you're using cryptocurrency, we don't care if you stole the cryptocurrency. There's no way for us to verify that. So, you can go ahead and use those funds completely undoxed and non-KYC.
Very good, very good. Great answer there, Nessa. Next question is coming on to the NovaLaunch. As you said, it is live already. Have you had any successful launches, and what is, can you say, if any, your success rate of the projects that you have incubated to date?
Yeah, unfortunately, I can't give you really like a rate of success because we just started. We're a very new platform, a very new company. We had a project that wanted to do a stealth sale a while back, and they did a stealth sale. The project was called Woogie. So Woogie did do a stealth sale, and they did like, I think that they didn't pay. They didn't end up paying NovaLaunch anything because of the type of launch that they were doing and the kind of community outreach that they were doing. They didn't use any of our incubation services. They did everything completely on their own, and they unfortunately failed to raise their soft cap. And so all of the money was refunded back to their investors through one easy button, like any launch platform, and on ours as well. We have that where you could just return the money to the purchasers, and that's what happened with Woogie. But as far as new projects, we have a couple of projects that are in talks right now, that are in the kind of idea phase right now and team building phase right now, that are getting incubated, and we're very optimistic about the success rate of those projects because they're following our advice, they're following our sort of services, they're utilizing a lot of the tools that we offer, and so we're really optimistic. I can't really speak much more about it because it's up to their discretion when to sort of disclose that and when to outroll that to the public, but it's going to be very soon, and I'm really optimistic about their success rate for sure.
Very good, very good. Now, Inessa, next question coming from the community is about Nova Ship, NovaLaunch, and pretty much the whole ecosystem here. Talking about your 24/7 customer assistance. How is this customer assistance incubated into the system? Do we have to go through Telegram? Do we have to go through website? How can we contact with you with an issue?
It's a Telegram chat. It's very simple to use. You can always access it. I believe the link for it is on the NovaLaunch. You can click a button to get to the chat. But if not, it's also in our TG, and you can always reach us, within Telegram is the best and fastest way.
Telegram. All right, so you heard it from Inessa right there. Telegram is the fastest way to get a hold of NovaCore for any sort of issues. Now, Inessa, the next question I have is about the pre-sales that you had. I know you had a previous pre-sale that was concluded and then, if I'm not mistaken, canceled on GemPad. What happened with that, and why is there a new pre-sale now?
Yeah, sorry about that. I thought I was losing you for a second. Hopefully you can hear me. Let me know.
No worries, no worries. I'll ask again, Inessa. So with the pre-sale that you guys originally had
that's
on,
okay, honey. I heard the question. That's okay. So GemPad did not get canceled. Basically, what happened was that the fair launch that was set up there had to get split up into two parts, where we offered a bonus in the first round. So the first round of the GemPad pre-sale, we made sure that our investors got 500,000 of free tokens with every purchase that was over $500. And the rest of the pre-sale that's on right now, and the reason why it's set up as a manual launch and like a private sale, is because those are the rest of the funds that are going to be funding the liquidity pool. It's set up to be 63%. So 63% of all of the funds raised go directly to the liquidity pool. Which, between you and me and between this community and myself and my team, hopefully it doesn't kill me for this, I am for, putting more of the funds into the liquidity pool because, our revenue comes from different revenue streams. We don't necessarily need all of it for development. And I just want to make sure that we launch at a very, good, high market cap. That is both, not unattractive to new investors, but also kind of, doesn't allow people to take advantage and manipulate the chart. So, 61% is the minimum that will go, or 63% is the minimum that will go toward the liquidity pool. And I believe that, I would like to make it more like 80, which is, I know in crypto is, unheard of. People don't do this. My team is yelling at me, but I really want to put more of it. But regardless, the GemPad, the first round was the bonus round. And this sale that's going on right now is the rest of it, where those funds will be injected into the DEX as we launch on the 16th.
Absolutely love the transparency, and that's I appreciate it. I do, as well as the investors here as well. My next question to you is speaking about the future. Let's talk about the roadmap. What is next for you guys post launch? What is very next for you guys that need to build out, complete, that you guys want to take 100% of the way right after launch?
That's a great question. Right after launch, all of our power and experience and funding is going to be going toward the NovaShip e-commerce with crypto platform. So as soon as that is outrolled to the public and as soon as that launches, all of our efforts are going to be on maintaining the user experience there and perfecting the user interface and whatever we need to do to make sure that it's just, the best of the best and the best that we can offer and the best that cryptocurrency world has seen thus far. And there's not any market research to be done in terms of building a platform like this, because there is no other company that can offer you crypto payments for physical goods in the United States and to be able to export them seamlessly to anywhere in the world. And so we really are kind of on the forefront of this, and being that that's the case, all of our efforts are concentrated there and making sure that breadwinner really gets the revenue stream going. And once that is outrolled and once that revenue is going, we're immediately rolling out the staking contract. So all of that is happening like at the same time. So NovaShip gets released by the end of January, and the staking contract gets released so that people can stake their Encore tokens, and then we're good to go.
Love that. Great answer, Anissa. I'm going to take just a couple of more questions here. Next question is coming from the community about partnerships. Do you have any ongoing partnerships or current partnerships that you would like to or can speak to the community?
Yeah, so I mean, in the real world and in the business, in the corporate finance world, we have a couple of partners that we, like I've been talking about in logistics, that are also huge logistics providers. So one is in Germany and one is in Switzerland, one is in Ukraine and one is in Moscow. So even though Moscow and Ukraine politically are not getting along right now, international trade has, does little to stop that. And we have very good relationships with them. So they are our main partners. Their companies, I can name them for you, which is A1 Global and et cetera, et cetera. They're not going to really do much for you because you're not going to know their names anyway. In terms of the crypto industry, we have a couple of partnerships with a lot of good communities who are, just very much transparent, very secure, and very good long-term projects as well. One of them made our rating bot, so that that project is called Raid Sharks, and they make the Twitter rating bot, which is very cool. And they were able to, customize it for us. And that's what we use within our Telegram. And then we have a partnership with a project called Skull, who have their own play to earn game of Vikings themed. And that's a very cool project as well. And we have a couple of partnerships that are in progress, so to speak. So I don't really want to disclose them just yet, but, keep a lookout for sure, because within the next couple of weeks, they will be announced.
Looking forward to that. Thank you. And 100%. And keep us updated. We will absolutely post anything that you guys would like to post us to, as long as you guys stay legit. But you guys sound legit.
Absolutely.
We will facilitate any of those for you as well. Last question I want to take, Anessa, is this is one that I like to ask every community project rather. What if you could say one piece of the project, if you can, would be what you would say the most difficult to build out, to construct, to bring today has been the hardest part that you've had to build out?
Wow, that's a good question. That's a hard one, because none of it was too difficult. I would say none of it it's just a matter of organization of your efforts and a matter of time management and budgeting as well. So it's a matter of, making sure that you are effectively calculating the operational costs and the costs that is, for everything else. But in terms of the legality, it was the most cumbersome to develop NovaShip platform, and that's why we're probably the only ones who have done it successfully, because our legal team had to be working for several months, for several hard months. They really had to make sure that everything was legal and above board, and they had to make sure that we have all of the certifications and the legal language included into all of the agreements and contracts, etc., to protect us and to protect the investors and to make sure that we operate for a good long time. And in terms of the functionalities and the building up of the technical aspect of it, I would say the metaverse was cumbersome and is cumbersome to build up, because I'm not a coder myself. I'm not a software engineer myself. So then, my job then became supervising a team of software engineers and making sure that the product that they were creating was, up to standard. So that's, I would say that those parts of it were probably the most cumbersome, but none of it is too difficult. And it's, again, all about your commitment to your investors and to your project and your drive. And, if you believe in what you're doing, none of it is too difficult to do.
Well said, 100%. I love that. And I'm going to leave you with one last quote of Ragnar Lothbrok saying, "Power is only given to those who are prepared to lower themselves to pick it up. Don't waste your
I
time
love
looking
it.
back. We're not going that way. Odin gave his
I
eye to
love it.
acquire knowledge, but I would give
I would
far
give
more."
much more. Yes. Ragnar quotes on deck. Let's go. Ragnar
Love it.
quotes are the best quotes. Are they not? Are they
100%.
not?
100%. No, and that's I'm thank you again for the great presentation that I gave to USA Crypto Group. And before I do give it over to the giveaway here that we do have, I'm going to ask you, do you have any final words for USA Crypto Group?
Not at all, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for your presence here and this evening, if you're in the USA or whatever time of day where you are. Thank you so much for tuning in and taking the time. I'm really, really grateful for your presence here and for learning about NovaCore and our ecosystem. Do check it out. Do hop over to the community. We're very welcoming, and we're excited to welcome you into the Encore family for sure. And the pre-sale is live. So if you're going to diversify your portfolio, the time to do that is now, because this is where you save the most money.
Absolutely love it. Thank you, Vanessa. Go ahead, Ken.
Oh, no, go ahead. I was going to say you fell asleep there, but no, go ahead. You woke up.
No. I was trying to switch over screens there. I'm going to share my screen over to the giveaway here. Hold on, we got to pull up the right screen here. You guys don't want to see that. That's personal. Hold on 1 second, guys. All right.
Oh, nice. We got a nice festive community giveaway.
We do always. Well,
You
are
know,
you guys?
that's like 2 years just to win something. So I think the wheel is rigged by Mike.
Oh
And
my
my
God. Do you
babe.
know? Yo, the wheel that we do, we do like a weekly rating giveaway, right? And every week, like I exclude myself, of course, but it's like we've seen the same people fucking get, and I know that it's unriggable. Like I know it's just made by Google. It's a spinning wheel. There's nothing I can rig, and there's just like one lucky community member that's constantly winning it. I'm like, what kind of black magic are you doing? What's happening here?
I tell you, Seattle here. He's actually won only once in 3 years. My name has never been pulled. Johnny, his name I think has been pulled maybe like 2 years ago. But for the community, it is 100% random. I take down everybody's name, every
Yeah,
AMA, and I make it as fair as
absolutely.
possible. And we randomize it, and I'm actually going to, as you can see right here, shuffle it. I'm going to shuffle it up and be as random as it could be, and pick our one random winner off the wheel. Now, what I'm going to say
Let's
is
do it.
during this spiel win, is we do have a $25 Twitter giveaway going on. All you got to do is like, retweet, drop a comment on the Twitter, and it'd be considered for a winning of $25 tomorrow. Now, following up to this, and I'm going to get you guys over a copy of the YouTube copy that I'm going to upload. Now, in addition to that, we're going to also have a $15 opportunity for your community, my community, to hop on, drop a like, drop a comment, and also possibly win $15 that we'll pick with the Twitter winner tomorrow.
Nice.
With that, yeah, with
Sounds
that being
good.
said, Lil P, you won yourself $20 on the wheel tonight. Congratulations. Now that is it for the wheel tonight. Lil P.
Lil Pete, congratulations.
What a name.
But I want to thank you all, USA Crypto Group, and also anybody that has joined in over from the NovaCore Telegram as well. I'm going to ask you guys if anybody has any further questions. We're also going to pin you guys back in the chat room as well. If you guys have any further questions you'd like to ask the team, join over to the NovaCore Telegram, ask any questions that you might have, concerns, anything that comes to your mind. I'm sure that the team is ready to answer any and all questions. Vanessa, thank you again for the great presentation. And I look forward to actually having you guys back in the future for some updates. So thank you all, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Whoop, whoop.
All right, guys. I think Anessa fell asleep like you there, Mike. But yeah, I think great presentation. I love the energy. I think the determination is there. Yeah, anytime when the team, I actually look forward to see. One is she's from the United States, and I like to see more United States projects, right? Just because I know that the hardship that every project from the United States have to go through because of the regulatory issues. So it's great seeing a United States project, and yeah. NovaCore, you guys are welcome to come back anytime and give us an update and let us know how we can help you guys as well.
100%. Yeah. Me and Vanessa, she's from New York. She's not from me. I'm in Massachusetts. We're gonna come see you, Seattle, over on the West Coast. We're coming.
Come on through. I'll get the umbrella ready for you.
Love it. All right, guys. We'll see you guys in the next one. Post it up
Bye,
soon.
guys. Thank you so much. Sorry, my connection is dwindling.
No worries. Thank you, Vanessa.
Thank you
That was
for
a
an
great
awesome
presentation.
MAA, and I look forward to getting to know you guys and seeing you in our community. Thank you. Have an awesome night, guys.
Yeah, Nessa,
Stay
I
in
think you might have
tune.
missed it, but yeah, let us know how we can help you going forward. Okay, I love seeing a project that's from the United States, and I know because like you said, you guys had to go through a lot of hardship just to get here because of the regulatory issues. So yeah,
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Yeah,
and
we
you
really are grateful for that, and we'll definitely keep you updated with everything that we do.
sounds great. Great meeting you, and great
Yeah, great
presentation.
meeting you guys too. Thank you so much. Have an awesome
You
night,
as well.
everyone who's listening. Thank you for tuning in.
All right,
You too,
guys.
Vanessa. Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.